Welcome to this webinar, everyone. Good day. Thank you for hopping on today. Thank you for taking time out of your day as we go over a few of North America's top performing fixed index annuities. My name is Tim Watts. I'm an annuity sales director over here at IAMS. Before we jump into these amazing products with Austin Eller from North American, I do have a few things to share with you about why agents love working with us over here at IAMS. Before I get into that, one call out here is we want this to be as engaging and interactive as possible. So if you do have any questions, please reach out and ask those questions as the webinar goes on. We will have time at the end to go over and answer any of those. Additionally, we're going to have a few polls. So as we pop those up, we'd love to get your information on that, or participation rather, on those polls. Our new producer builders are for those of you who are new to us over here at IAMS. These bonuses are available for your first 6 months or 180 days of production with us. We've got several different great levels here, starting at 100,000 and capping all the way out at $1 million. If you are already contracted with IAMS and would like to know where you stand on your new producer builder, definitely give one of the annuity or life sales directors a call, and we can get you that information. Moving on to another business builder opportunity that we have, we've got our referred producer program. We do have advisors that get checks every single month from this program, and a couple of them are on this webinar. Thanks for joining, guys. Our business on the wholesale side of the industry is similar to yours in the field, in that one of the best leads we could ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued producers. This is why we want to make it worth your while when you refer a producer to us. When they do get contracted, we'll cut you a check for $50. The real money comes in as they start to write business, because you're going to get an override on that business. Our ownership team, Steve, Charles, Curtis, and Chris, sign checks for thousands of dollars every quarter. If you can think of anybody that might benefit from partnering with us over here at IAMS, please put their information into that questions tab there, and I'll reach out to them. Or you can send me an email at timw@imsinc.com with that information, and I will reach out to them this afternoon. Below that is our marketing reimbursement program, which is our most popular program that we offer. For every $100,000 in FIA premium you sell, you get $100 in your marketing reimbursement account. Why this is so popular and lucrative for our advisors is we truly do consider this to be your money. We don't cap your account, mandate where you spend those funds, or tell you when you have to cash in the account. It's your marketing reimbursements to use and build your business. You can utilize these with those partnerships that we have for preset appointments, seminars, boss radio, all sorts of different things, or you can utilize our IAMS creative team to do some specific, just one-off projects, whether that's building out a website for you or doing that social media campaign. You can use those marketing reimbursement dollars for that. Back office support, this is another way that we add value to your business. This is a core to IAMS and how Charles Hearing founded us over 36 years ago. We work hard to help the independent advisor work smarter, not harder. We are going to do that with great business building tools and resources. Of course, advanced case design assistance is something that we also help you out with, and we're going to get you that illustration back guaranteed within 24 hours, but typically that's in with about an hour or two. We're very high on those illustrations and get those back to you very quickly. Submissions to commission support is handled by our new business teams. We've got McKinsey heading up the annuity sales team, and then at Michelle over there on the live side. They have fantastic teams who work tirelessly to help you get commissioned quicker. We will scrub your apps, submit them on your behalf, do all the administrative tracking, and get you updates on those cases as needed. We do this to ensure you get commissioned as quickly as possible, and this is a service that we provide to our valued producers. It's how we help keep you in front of those clients while our team handles the back office support for you. Firelight eApps, this is a single sign-on at IAMS Inc. North American is 100% on here for you guys. So you just sign on at imsinc.com and you can submit those North American plus a lot of other carriers' applications. Technology is where the industry is going, and Firelight is a top-notch site streamlining the application process. Most of our carriers are on this eApp platform. You can, as I said, go to our website and submit those eApps. It is COVID-friendly, and can also help you get that app from application to commissions faster. Utilizing Firelight platform accelerates the application process substantially, helps make sure that those contracts are in good order the first time. Additionally, some of the carriers that we have will actually pay you additional commissions if you submit an e-app. I had an agent last week who earned $1,000 extra by submitting 2 cases e-app and getting some additional commissions. So definitely talk to one of the annuity sales directors before you send that app over to make sure you can earn a little bit more money by utilizing our e-app platform. As I mentioned before, we do have that full in-house creative team that can help your practice with a lot of turnkey projects. We can simply impose your contact information, your business logo onto a ton of different presentations and information that we have over here at IAMS. Speaking of logos, agency solutions are something that we are very good at. And if you haven't created a fully customized brand, we can help assist you with that. This is going to help you with your name recognition, which grows your natural market organically. We can get your logo designed and imposed on business cards, brochures, stationery, and so much more. Lastly, what we're getting a lot of requests for is helping out on that digital marketing solutions. We can help you with websites, social media marketing, email marketing, plus a lot more. The internet and social media sites are where the overwhelming majority of prospects go to for information. Making sure that you're accessible and represented in one of those marketing lanes is definitely going to be beneficial to helping you grow your business. Reach out to myself or one of our sales directors when this webinar concludes, and we can talk to you about some of those IAMS creative services that might help benefit your agency. Our website is a fantastic tool for our producers to use, and another reason why you should work with us over here at IAMS. Once you're contracted, you'll have full access to everything you see on this slide and so much more at IAMSinc.com. If you haven't registered for the website, it's very simple to do. When you're done with this call, go ahead and create an account, and we'd love to see you on there. You do need to be contracted with us over here at IAMS before you can get that access. So if you're not contracted, reach out to a annuity sales director or a life sales director, and we can get that going for you as well. Additionally, if you'd like a tutorial on the website, we did a webinar about 4 weeks ago. Go to YouTube and search IAMSinc.com, and you can find that training, or reach out here. I can get that sent over to you. Next, we've got our IAMS Wealth Management. Created this over 5 years ago. We've done this. What we've done is grown this division very organically. We've helped advisors become IARs and pass the Series 65 at a very successful rate. Once you have you registered, we'll bring great value to you and your practice. We've got an incredibly competitive fee structure for both you and your clientele that I'm sure you're going to find attractive. Additionally, we have great technology and an investment platform that is user-friendly for agents. And then that back office in our IRA is going to provide a ton of value to you by doing a lot of work so you can stay in front of those clients. We just hosted our 4th Life and Annuity Academy a couple months ago. These 2-day trainings are an excellent opportunity for our agents who are looking for new ways to grow their business. IAMS does cover the expenses for you. That includes travel, putting you up in a hotel, the cost of the training, and all of the transportation, food, all that good stuff. We typically have room for about 30 to 40 agents, and we bring them in to go over those advanced strategies for marketing for life insurance and annuities, as well as getting you connected with those agents from across the nation. At the last one, we had 18 presenters, so we add a ton of value for you. North American is one of those carriers that we've partnered with in the past, and they are a big supporter of these academies. If you'd like more information about one of those academies, I've got a poll for you here, so I'm going to go ahead and put that poll out here. If you could go ahead and respond back to that, I would really appreciate it. While you're taking a look at that, we've got our Seaside Sanctuary. We are in qualification for this through the end of the year. So great trip that you can qualify for production with us over here at IAMS. If you'd like more information about that, let me know. Going to go ahead and close out that poll here in about 5 seconds. If you haven't voted, get that last chance vote in here real quick. All right, go ahead and close that guy down. Next, we've got Facebook and LinkedIn. If you aren't following us over there, definitely go ahead and log in there so you're not missing out on anything. I'm going to go ahead and launch the next question here for you, and that is, what grade would you give your current IMO? A through F there. Would love some responses here. Once we get done with this poll, Austin, I'm going to turn the presentation over to you and get that rolling here for the North American presentation. So just about 10 more seconds here on this poll. Go ahead and give us a rating on your current IMO. I'd love to know how everything's going there with you. Got a few responses coming in here. Thank you, everybody, for who's responding. Do appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and close this poll down. All right, Austin, the presentation is yours, my friend.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. I'm going to click the button here, and it looks like I should be showing my screen right now. I'm going to check with you, Tim, before I move on. Can you see it?
You are all systems go.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you, everyone, for allowing or taking some time out of your day and allowing me to go over some things about North American. And thank you to Tim. I've worked with Tim now for several years. From my time being at North American, he and all of the Imes family is fantastic. I love working with them. So definitely appreciate you guys allowing me on here today. I'm going to go over a couple things, just really talk about North American and who we are in general. You'll notice I love the title of this, Financial Strength Like an Oak Tree. I'll talk a little bit about that here in a few slides. So I'll talk about North American, who we are, and then I'm going to talk about our recent updates that we have made to our bonus product called the Charter Plus. It was a product that needed some needed some changes and revamps to it that we made, and it now looks pretty good here in the bonus world. And then I'll also touch on that and how it kind of affects suitability. Not necessarily, I guess, how it affects suitability, but how it could affect your cases with us and what we will, our threshold for suitability, as well as, surrender loss, etc. So first, what I'll do is I'm going to talk about, like I said, North American and who we are. And I like to break it down into what I call the 3 Ps, or people, place, and product, right? And I think you can apply this to any company, and you can kind of have your quick elevator pitch on who the company is, right? Who the people are at the company, the place of the company, or essentially, the background of it, and then the products that the company provides. For people, you'll see a couple things there, right? At the top, you'll see what we call our RSD team, or essentially what RSD stands for is Regional Sales Directors. At North American, we have a team of regional sales directors that are dedicated to you guys as agents out in the field. They're dedicated to you guys and helping your business grow with North American, keeping you educated on our products and all the other benefits that we provide. I myself, I'm a sales vice president with North American. I spend 90 to 95% of my time meeting with marketers, principals, IMOs, etc. So the majority of the time I am meeting with people like Tim at Imes, but we also have a second level of support for you guys out in the field called these regional sales directors, and they will actually travel about 30 to 35% of the time to go out and meet with you. So if you're ever interested in meeting with a rep from North American, feel free to reach out to Tim or whoever you're working with, obviously at Imes, reach out, and Tim can definitely give me a ring. I can get a hold of our regional sales director in your area and see if it'd be worth, setting up a meeting at some point in time, grabbing lunch or dinner or something like that to educate on North American and the products and services that we provide. We also are an ESOP-owned company. You'll see there at the top as well, which makes us very service-focused, right? When I came over to North American, that was one of the biggest things that led me to North American. It's an ESOP-owned company, which means that every single employee inside the building or remotely, wherever they're working, right, they have an ownership stake within the company. So we want it to do well today, as well as 5, 10, 15 years from now. So that leads to a very long-term focus rather than just an immediate focus, the checks and balances, making sure our bottom lines look good for the financial companies when it comes time, for, those quarterly meetings that any public company would have, right? When it comes to place, we were founded in 1886, privately held company. And then here you'll see we have over 1.7 million policyholders and $115 billion in assets. So a very strong financial company. And for products, right now we're, hitting on all cylinders. We have products built for growth. We have products built for income. We have products built for legacy. There have been times where we've been very competitive in one or two of these, but not in the third. Right now, I think you can argue that in all three categories, we have a competitive product that you can at least stand against another product that may be that leader in one of these categories in the industry. When it comes to our financial ratings, and for whatever reason, my screen, okay, here we go. We are A+ rated across the board by AM Best, S&P, and Fitch. One thing that we don't take lightly, you'll see at the top right there, we got given an award from AM Best. That little gold box says best review standing the test of time. That means that we have been A-rated by AM Best for 50 plus years, 50 straight years, I should say. So to be A-rated for 50 straight years, 50 years is a good thing, but 50 straight years is even better. And that's something that we don't take lightly. When you're going into a company or putting money into a company that has to provide a bunch of different guarantees, whether it be downside protection or income, right? Guaranteed lifetime income. You want to make sure that your clients can have peace of mind placing their money with that company. And we're a very strong rated company. You'll see there at the bottom right, our logo is an oak tree. That is something that we did for good reason, right? We kind of put our heads together. When you think of an oak tree, you think of a big, strong tree that can live for 100 plus years, right? That's exactly what we as a company are. We're a big, strong financial company. We've been around for 100 plus years. We want to be around for another 100 plus years. We want to be that big, strong company that you think of with longevity when you're thinking of North American. And that's a good reason. That's one of the main reasons as to why we chose the oak tree leaf as our logo. Now I'm going to get into the product details of this contract here called the Charter Plus. As I'd mentioned, we're kind of hitting on all cylinders right now. The Charter Plus is our bonus product built for growth and accumulation. You get the bonus up front, and then after that, it's built for growth and accumulation. Now, prior to this, we had strong options on it. It was a strong product in the industry, but we know now with how times are, especially with bonus products being very strong in the industry today, we definitely had to make some changes to make it more competitive. And you'll see that these changes that we've made have made it more competitive within the last couple of weeks. But there's also some other really cool features on it as well that have led to a lot of producers falling in love with this product here in the past. So the Charter Plus, one of the big things, that we did was we made a premium bonus update on this product, right? And we have a high and a low band. So rather than bouncing back and forth between the high and low band, I am just going to talk about the high band numbers today, rather than giving you 15 different numbers when it comes to our rates, bonuses, etc., and confusing you. So you'll see there, the high band on the 10-year version is now at 10%. So it was at 8%. We have now increased that to 10% for anything over $75,000 in premium. If you're looking at our 14-year contract, we have that now up to 12%. Now, I know that's not the highest bonus out there in the industry, right? I know there's higher ones. We want to make sure that we can price this product long-term, that we can price a product that has the bonus up front, but then also leads to being able to keeping those rates on the back end for the long term. We understood that if maybe we price this product at a 14% bonus, it would put some weight on those index options that we had on the backside. And we want to make sure that those indexing options that we have on the backside that lead to your yearly returns, that they can stay stable throughout the life of the contract. And one thing you'll also notice up there at the top half, right where it says underneath the now 10% for 75,000, you'll notice it says on premium received in the first 7 years. That's a very unique feature that we have in the industry compared to other bonus products. Many other bonus products out there are only single premium. We actually allow for flexible premium on this contract, and we will apply that bonus of 10% on the high band for the 10-year to each and every one of those bonuses for the first 7 years. That's a unique feature. If you add money 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the road, you're going to get those bonuses applied to that contract. There will be commissions paid through the first 5 years of additional premium. Now, it does get decreased each year. Years 2 and 3 are a decreased commission, and then years 4 and 5 are a decreased premium or decreased commission. I apologize. But it is nice to know that if your client comes across 3, 4, 5 grand, right, they can dump that money into this contract 2, 3 years down the road. You're still going to get paid as an agent, as well as the client receiving that premium bonus up front.
Hey, Austin, real
Here's the
quick
nuts and bolts of
question
it.
on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, real
absolutely.
quick question on that. What if they start with, let's say, 65,000, and then make a couple of payments, and now it's at 80,000, and then they make another payment? Is that bonus going to follow the low band, the high band throughout the whole contract, or is there fluctuation if they get that contract value over 75K?
It will stay with the original low band or high band. Unfortunately, in that instance, it would stay with the low band. We as a lot of the wholesalers internally, we've talked about that and how we think it'd be nice. We brought that feedback to our pricing team, so it's something they're looking at to see if we could change how much it would affect pricing, et cetera. Right? Obviously, they're checking on additional deposits, how often they think that occurs. So that's something that's in the works or at least being looked into. I don't know if there will be that change, but as of right now, it would stay at the low band. So
perfect.
just
Thanks for the
something to keep in mind.
clarification. I knew that'd be something that I get questions on of how that works. I wanted to make sure that everybody on here realized that. But also for everybody that's on here, that commission or that premium bonus for the first 7 years, extremely competitive out there, if not industry leading. On paying out that premium bonus for all 7 years is really attractive there, guys. A+ rated. So just wanted to call that out. Thanks, Austin.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll get into the nuts and bolts here. There's really not a ton. For our 10-year contract, it can be issued ages 0 through 79, 14 years 0 through 75. As mentioned, it is flexible premium. The initial deposit does have to be $20,000 minimum, though. And then above and beyond that, there's not a huge, amount of crazy items on this contract. There's the small nuts and bolts, and we'll really kind of break down this product and how it works. I like to break it into 3 different categories. What's the bonus on the product? What's the performance or the indexing options that I have available, and what can I expect out of those? And then what's the liquidity, right? And I think you can apply these 3 things to any growth and accumulation product in the industry, and it makes it an easy conversation starter and kind of an easy description of that product. For the bonus, we went over those, right? For example, on the 10-year, you're going to have a 10% bonus on the high band, 14-year, 12% bonus on the high band for the 14-year. For performance, we are going to have indexing options across the board from very strong financial companies: Morgan Stanley, Fidelity, Goldman Sachs, S&P. As you know, all of those are very strong names. We're going to have up to 16 indexing options to choose from. 14 of those are uncapped, with 4 of those being volatility controlled indexes powered by those companies I had just mentioned. And you'll see here in a few slides all of these options we have available and what to expect out of them. And then for liquidity, we have 10% free withdrawal starting in year 2, and then a nursing home confinement waiver starting in year 2 as well. Now, here's some of the major changes we made to this product, right? What I'm going to show you on this slide is all of the indexing options we have available. If they are new to the contract, as of a few weeks ago when we revamped it, you'll see a little green new wording right next to the index. So as you can see, I don't know how many it is, but it looks like 12 of the first 13 options at the top there, whatever it may be, those are new indexing options that we've revamped and put onto this contract. And there at the bottom, we've taken out some of the indexing options that weren't really chosen out, many times. And to be quite honest, they were pretty vanilla. For example, the daily average with index margin on our S&P 500. I'll be quite honest, I don't even know. I've wholesaled this product for 3 years. I don't even know if I could tell you how the daily average works. That's how often I was talking about it and how often it was chosen. So we just felt it was time to take this indexing option off this contract, along with several others that weren't chosen very often, and apply all these new interesting indexes or these new powerful indexes onto this contract. But really what it comes down to is, what are the rates on these contracts for these indexing options, and what can I expect out of the returns? Now, I love these flyers that we have. They're called our rate spotlights, and we have them on each and every one of our products. One thing you'll notice is, yes, there is a ton of things that you're looking at here. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to get a pen out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to walk you guys through here and what you're seeing. So everything on the left-hand side from this column down, the first column, those are each and every one of our indexing options that we have on this contract, breaking down into 1 year point to points, 2 year point to points with caps, participation rates, etc. Then the next three columns, I'll put a bracket above them at the top. These are our declared rates for each and every one of our options. Now, I am just going to focus on the 10-year. So if we just look at the second column, so this column down, these are all of the rates that we have on our 10-year contract. Now, you'll notice here a couple columns over to the right, 10-year state specific. There are a few states out there, and it'll be shown on our quick reference guides, etc., that will fall under a slightly different category than most of the other 10-year products, because some of these states had some different guidelines that we had to administer to. A lot of them fall within those model law or 1010 states. So just something to keep in mind there. You'll see all of the rates here. So we have a 6% cap on the S&P 500, but all of these new indexing options from basically there on down, and this is a really horrible bracket. I truly apologize. My drawing skills aren't the greatest. Those are the new indexing options that we have put onto this contract. And you'll see we're going to have participation rates across the board. A lot of people, just to kind of point them out, what indexing options are liked. A lot of people really like our Goldman Sachs, Fidelity, and Morgan Stanley indexes, right? So I always preach diversification because I think it's important. Oh, shoot. I apologize here. Clicking too many buttons. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So I always preach diversification. So I'm going to put a little red mark by each and every one of these indexes, the Morgan Stanley, Fidelity, and Goldman Sachs. Those seem to be the kind of the three most popular. The Morgan Stanley is a global index. The Fidelity is a mix of 6 different Fidelity ETFs all inside of one index itself. And then the Goldman Sachs, what's unique about that is it is only equities and cash. So a lot of volatility controlled indexes, because of the huge spike in interest rates over the last 2 years, have been weighed down a little bit by bonds because those indexes have moved to bonds for safety. And then bonds have been weighed down a little bit because of interest rate increases. So the Goldman Sachs is nice because it takes out the bond component. Now, obviously, over the next 10 years, I don't think we'll see another crazy fast spike like we did in interest rates. So hopefully those indexes with the bonds, you'll see, good years like we had in the past. Over the next 10 years, you'll see plenty of good years with those. But we just want diversification, diverse indexing options on this contract. And that's what we did with the Goldman Sachs. We introduced a new indexing option with just some uniqueness factor that we didn't have applied to it before. Lastly, you'll notice here, these are the rates of return that you can see based on these rates over the last 10 years, the highest ever 10-year period, and then the lowest ever 10-year period. And you're going to see those for each and every option, the 10-year option, the 14-year option, and then the 10-year state specific. So there's something to keep in mind, and that's why there are so many numbers on this contract or on this page right here. But if you really just focus on your option that you're going with, whether it's the 10-year or the 14-year, that's all that you really should focus on in terms of the rates and returns, and then the indexing options. All right. Now, with that being said, we did revamp this contract 3 weeks ago. If you have sold this product in the past with these new indexing options on it, we were actually required to force the agents to take new product training. Unfortunately, I know, thankfully, it's quick and easy, 7 to 10 minutes, whatever it is. But it is something to keep in mind. If you've written it 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, just know that if you're interested in what this product has to offer and you maybe plan on selling it here in the near future, make sure you go and check out your product training. Make sure you've taken this new product training for the contract. Now, what I'm going to focus on here real quick, I don't have any slides or anything like that. I'm going to focus on suitability because obviously replacements are a heavy focus this year. Because 3, 4, 5 years ago, we were in a rate environment where a lot of those contracts issued can be in a better spot today if you offset the surrender charges with a bonus. We at North American, we are comfortable with a net 3% loss. Now, what I mean by a net 3% loss is I mean after the bonus is applied. So if you have a contract with an 8% surrender charge, but we have a 10% bonus on our contract, technically speaking, you're going to make the client whole in that instance. So we would be okay with that. But let's say you have a client with an 11% surrender charge and we have a 10% bonus. That's going to net you around a 1% surrender loss or total loss after our bonus is applied. So that 1% loss falls within our 3% guideline. Now, past that, right, we have to look at several different factors. Their annuity to net worth ratio. Is this new product a good fit? I've seen several of these where it's a contract that was issued several years ago with a 2.5 or a 2.75% bonus. They go into 2.75% cap rate. They go into a contract like this with a 6% cap rate. You are more than doubling their cap rate, let alone all the other indexing options that they have available. So just know that if you're looking at us for a bonus product, that we definitely will allow you to offset some of those surrender charges with our bonus, and we will still allow a little bit of wiggle room for loss. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be a slam dunk take it by our suitability team, right? Obviously, we have to look at every other aspect of the contract, of the replacement, and if we will take it. But if you're going into it for higher rates or whatever it may be, if you're getting away from a contract with an income rider that they've been paying a large fee on for years, and they now know that they're not going to use the income rider, just know that that's all stuff that we will look at on top of the total net loss. And then we also do have what's called suitability pre-check. So through the e-application, right now about 75% of our contracts are written through the e-application, which is awesome. It's an outstanding number, meaning the majority of our business comes through a lot more smoother, obviously, as many of you know, than paper applications. And it makes our life easier at the home office and for many of you out there in the field. E-applications just make life a lot smoother for everyone. I know there are instances where paper applications probably either need to be used or are more of a convenience. Totally understand. But on our e-application, you can do what's called suitability pre-check, and you can basically submit a condensed suitability form with no client signatures needed. So that's the awesome part. No client signatures needed. You submit it to our suitability team, and within 48 hours, our suitability team will come back and tell you whether or not we will accept it. And if we will accept that, we will actually feed that information onto a whole new contract. So you don't have to re-input all of that suitability information. It automatically gets dragged into a new contract or a new e-application that now has all of a sudden 75% of the suitability information filled out. Now, with that being said, that is all that I have for you guys today. We are super competitive in income as well. So if you're looking at income day one, our benefit solutions is a great product. I'm not going to go into a bunch of details. I don't want to product dump a bunch of information with you guys. But when it comes to income too, that benefit solutions is a great day one income provider, as well as a great death benefit solution as well if you're not going to take income from it because it has an enhanced death benefit. So Tim, I don't know if you had any questions or if any questions popped up that I didn't see or you'd like me to address, but that is all that I had today here.
Perfect. I do have a question for you. So recently bumped up the bonus rates. Is that a short-term bump in your opinion, or do you see that being a rate that'll stick around here for a little bit?
Nope. As of everything we've been told, it is not a promotion or anything like that. We place that saying we are going into this because we think we can do this long term. It's not a hey, we think we can only do it for a month thing and then we'll turn it back, right? So as of right now, I don't see us decreasing that bonus anytime soon. So
perfect. And then I did want to go over that break-even burden. Now, that was in the link that many of the folks who are on here right now got, but for anybody who joined or watched this after our initial launch, they're not going to see that. So, Austin, can you see my screen with that break-even burden?
I absolutely can. Yes, absolutely.
So I'll just add a couple points here, and then if you wanted to add anything, but I think this is a fantastic piece. We will get this sent out to everybody who's on this call. If you'd like to get this piece and you weren't on the initial call, reach out to me, 800-255-5055, Tim Watts, like the light bulb, and I'll get this sent out to you. But I think a lot of, folks don't realize, okay, so, let's say the market does take a 15% hit. That next year, your clients are going to have to earn more than 15% to make up that loss. So with all the volatility, with everything that we have going on over in the Middle East and Europe right now, break-even burden, I think, is something that clients should really be thinking about. And agents out there, this is a great piece that you can utilize with that client to show them, hey, with this Charter Plus, you're going to get that big bonus off the top. Zero's your hero. So even if the market's down, you're going to have that bonus that we paid you off the top, plus those strategies as well, and protect them here at the, in their retirement. So wanted to make sure that we pointed that out, showed it to the agents. Anything else to add on that piece there, Austin?
Absolutely. And I apologize. This is a piece that is actually, it is part of what is called our balanced accumulation brochure and or kit. We have a kit as well as a brochure for it, which basically is a non-product piece. It's a brochure that kind of walks you through pieces that can help you discuss or start conversations with your clients as to why it is important to provide safety within their portfolio. Our whole balanced accumulation brochure basically has pieces. When we put it together, our marketing team talked with top financial professionals in the industry, and they said, look, you guys meet with clients every single day. What is a conversation that you maybe struggle with verbally discussing it, but if you had a piece that you could accompany it with, it would really help strengthen that conversation and hit home with those clients. So this is actually like this is the second piece in that brochure. The first is a look back of the S&P 500, and basically what it does is it bleeds into this break-even chart that you just saw. I always go straight to that 40% bar on that chart, right? Because, and people ask why I do that, the average bear market over the course of history has been about 38%. So 40% is just the closest to that on that chart. And most clients out there in the industry, or most of the general public, would assume if I lose 40%, I just need 40% to get back to even. That's not the case, right? If you lose 40%, you're actually going to need 66.7% to get back to even. And that's a lot of the times why it takes 4 or 5 years to get back to even after there is a bear market. After that, there's pieces on that balanced accumulation brochure that go into CD rates, right? And are those CD rates out there available? Are they offsetting inflation and taxes? So on and so forth. So it's just a really neat piece. If you guys are ever interested in seeing that piece, give Tim a call. Give our sales team a call as well. Whoever it may be that you can reach out to, we can provide both a PDF and or a physical brochure in the mail to you guys on those. So just a lot of real cool pieces, and this is one of my favorites. It's just such an easy breakdown of the break-even burden rather than doing the math in front of your client on a pen and paper. So appreciate you bringing
Perfect.
that up. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everybody, thank you for hopping on. Austin, thanks for being the wingman today and presenting. That'll conclude our webinar. Everybody have a great day. Should you need anything, don't forget 800-255-5055 to talk to any one of our life or annuity sales directors. And as a reminder, that phone will be answered by a live person 100% of the time. Just another way that we service our agents. Thanks, everybody, for showing up today. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye now.